Take two. Come on, big computer. Don't do this to me.
Okay, when this is all over, you're going to have like 5 videos.
I know. This is my 4th one already. All right, let's go.
Okay. Oh, great. I have to do the intro again. I had the first one.
You did. That's when we should have stopped it.
Yeah. Okay. Record in 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? We're back with another episode of the You Discuss podcast. Today, episode 20, we're going to get a little more serious. We're going to get into everything surrounding student health and mental health. Claudia's back with us this week, so I'm just going to pass it on to her just to get everything started. Claudia?
Yeah, happy to be back. This is definitely one of the heavier topics that we're going to talk about, but I think it's really important because most people at some point during their college career are going to have to take a visit to the counseling center. I know Jay and I are frequent fans of them, but I think it's really important that everyone knows that these services are available. They're not super well advertised. Not many people know that they exist and that they are truly free and available to all students. I went there all the time. I was both in the counseling center and the psychiatry center, and we'll get into that a little bit more. But I know, Jay, you were at counseling center quite a bit as well, right?
I was at the counseling center quite a bit. Like Claudia said, it's something that you don't really hear about all the time. I also think that the university should probably advertise and email and send it out more. But I think that it would be beneficial to everyone. I think I could not have gotten through college without it. And I really think everyone should go at least one time just to see what it's like, see if it helps. It's definitely a little, you can get a little nerve-wracking trying to talk about some of your personal things to people you've never met. But it can be just as nerve-wracking trying to juggle everything about college by yourself. So I definitely think that everyone should go. It's free, like Claudia said, for the most part. But yeah, just take a visit and see what it's about, find someone. And then if you really truly don't think that it's for you, then there's other ways that you can try to keep yourself sane during college.
And a lot of people won't need it. I mean, some people are blessed with, brains. But anyways, jumping into the actual episode, we want to cover the basics of counseling versus psychiatry. Counseling, for anyone who's ever been to therapy at least once in their life, it is just one-on-one or group session therapy. You talk about whatever is going on in life, what's ever causing stress, anxiety, anything like that. Psychiatry is specifically for medication. So if you are medicated for any mental illness, anything like that, psychiatry is the way to go. They won't give you anything unless you are also in counseling at the counseling center. So if you're in psychiatry, you're also in counseling, and it is quite a bit of mental health work, and you're constantly going in for therapy or talking with both your counselor and your psychiatrist, talking about medication, stuff like that. But if it is something that you want to do, you can get your meds super cheap. You have on-campus access to those resources and help when you need it. It is a great option for those who are in need of medication. Should I keep going?
I thought Jay was going to say something.
I thought Jay was going to say something too.
Cool.
Okay, just tell me when to go. Sorry.
Whenever you're ready.
Sorry.
Jay.
Okay.
Deep breath.
I know. So for me,
I can go if you want.
No, he clapped while I was talking.
Well, I didn't think you would talk instantly.
For me, oh my God.
I'm going to have an aneurysm.
Oh my God. All right, Ross, stop. Don't do anything. For me, I never went to a psychiatrist. I only went to counseling. But I know that they do refer you to see a psychiatrist if they feel that you need one. you can't, like Claudia said, you need to go to both. You can't just walk in to the psychiatry office and just ask for meds because they're not going to give it to you. They need to be
No.
prescribed. Yeah, they need to be prescribed and everything, and they'll regulate and make sure. And like she said, that you have to go and stay on top of that if you feel that you still need them. I never was told that I should go, so I did not. But-
Similar to student health, like they won't just hand out, they don't hand out any narcotics. There's no narcotics at UD, so they are not going to have Xanax and Klonopin just handed out to you randomly. Also, all those drugs are not offered at the UD pharmacy. They don't have anything highly regulated drugs that are also recreational drugs at UD. So you have to go to the pharmacy. They'll send it to Walgreens or CVS or something like that for you. But it is quite a process because unfortunately there are people at the school who will try and take advantage of that program to get prescriptions for Xanax and all that stuff. So they are going to have you go through counseling. You're going to meet with a psychiatrist and have a few sessions to make sure that it's the right fit because A, they want to make sure that you actually need it, and B, they don't want to be willy-nilly prescribing these crazy drugs to you if you truly don't need it.
Another option besides going to Delaware, you can also go off campus and find I guess that would be technically a private place that offers help, either counseling or a psychiatrist. And they would do the same thing, prescribe you meds and stuff, but only if you need it. I'd assume that it's kind of the same process though, where they're going to be watching you. You have to check up with them all the time, just making sure that it's, the right choice, right fit for you. Again, it's not right for everyone. I have never been prescribed meds for mental health. Do I need it? Do I not need it? Honestly, I don't really know. I'm just gonna trust them. They said I didn't, so I didn't try to go get it or anything.
It's good to know it's there though. I mean, I ended up getting all my mental health meds from the UD psychiatry just because it was easy. I mean, it's on campus. I don't have to drive anywhere. I just, after class, walk for my appointment, chat with my guy, have a piece of candy, and go on my merry way. Like, it's very convenient.
You really like this candy, the fact that there's candy involved.
No doctor's office ever has candy because they're like, it's unhealthy for you. But psychiatry, they know what you need. You need meds and you need candy.
So did you guys point out where the locations on campus were for counseling and psychiatry?
Yeah, so the counseling center is upstairs in Perkins, which is the student center on Academy Street across from Caesar Rodney Dining Hall. And then the psychiatry services are the second floor of the student health building, which is all the way on the south end of the South Green in the back corner, tucked away.
I was gonna say, I didn't know where the psychiatry office was.
It's
To be
very
honest.
hidden. You have to like go up a like spirally staircase and there's like no signage. It's like a secret club of the mentally ill.
Oh,
And I
okay.
can say that because I went to the psychiatrist a lot.
So if I pull out the map that I usually do, I'd say it's probably
I love when
Yeah.
Ross gives visuals of the map.
I love the map. I love the map.
we're gonna have to try to rake in YouTube subscribers.
Yeah,
Gotta do what
really.
you gotta do. Okay,
Uh,
moving on.
But yeah,
So at the counseling center, they have a couple of different things that you can do. It's not just one-on-one counseling. So I know, Jay, that was something that you did. That's something I did. They also have counseling classes or groups. I tried one of them. Not my vibe, but it was really interesting to see. I did one for generalized anxiety. And so they talked about different methods for calming yourself down, breathing techniques, kind of the science behind what anxiety is. And that is a very comforting thing to know, in my opinion. But a lot of that was information I'd had in the past from going to individual counseling and stuff like that. So it was an interesting experience. I'm sure that a lot of people really did like it. And I know people in that class benefited from it, but it wasn't really for me.
yeah, I considered going to a group class once, but I really I didn't think it would be for me. The reason that I liked my therapist so much, I mean, I still talk to her now. I still talk about her now because she honestly made college so much better. And I like cannot see myself going to anyone else. But I like how it was more personalized, one-on-one. I know that you're given like the opportunity to talk about things in a group setting, but I just was not comfortable with that. I kind of just liked having the one-on-one experience instead. I was saying that before, I think I would like it more than I think I would. A big reason why I liked going to like a new therapist at school was that they did not have a opinion on a situation that I was in. Like before I came in, it was kind of, they were just coming blind and they would just give me some helpful tips and stuff about how to get through things. And then I could either follow that or not follow that, or we can work through something else. So I think I wouldn't mind going to a group class, but I think it would be more beneficial for me just to do one-on-one. But everybody's different, of course.
Yeah, if you're someone like me who's socially awkward and socially anxious, I would say a group is probably not the best option. And we'd mentioned before that if, say, you just want to go, or a better option for a group would be if it's just for like finals, you just have like classes together, that like something kind of similar to that, and not like your like necessarily personal problems or personal issues. That would probably be a good option to go for a group.
Yeah. I know of one person in that group that I was in who was like, I have just been so overwhelmed. I think they were on some sports team. I'm not sure which one. And they were like, it's just overwhelming with classes and all this. Don't make fun of me saying sports team, Jalen. I saw you smile. But it's definitely, it could be the right option for you. For me, it wasn't, but it's something that is available. There are also now new special services that are offered for veterans, students of color, LGBTQI students, anybody who feels like they need a counselor who will identify similarly to them. Because at UD, there's not always options for counselors who are going to truly relate to what you're going through. So now they have special services to accommodate for people better and hopefully make connections that are going to be beneficial for everybody. So you can go to their website and find a little bit more information on that. It was a program I didn't know about, not that it's really a program that I could take part of, but I think it's a great program. I'm glad they are doing something to help all that stuff, because they didn't do anything for it.
Yeah, I didn't know either. Special services, just speaking on for students of color, of course, UD is, let's just say, is not the most diverse school. So it definitely may seem that you really don't have anyone to talk to. But having this program, I think for a lot of people, it would, make you feel a lot more included in a way. And it's like you have someone that is going through the same things that you're feeling, just on, that's, just like the top of the like iceberg. But it might be better if you have some sort of connection just right off the bat to talk to someone. As a student of color, I will say that I at no point felt uncomfortable talking to someone that was not Black. My therapist was like the greatest person. I'm a Black male and she was a white woman, and we were great. So like, I still think that it would be beneficial to go, even if like that's not, the first option that's available.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
the other important thing to know.
we all are going for that. All right, someone do it. I won't do it.
So I think it's important for people to know that these services are free up to a point. So you get a certain number of free counseling sessions. Therapy's expensive, man. Let me start there. My therapist now is ridiculous. Like, and so I was so spoiled with free therapy in college. I was like, this is fantastic. I mean, I'd pay for meds at Walgreens, which was, a couple bucks with insurance and everything. So I have to say, utilize your free sessions.
Yeah. I was going to say, you do not know how great it is to have free therapy sessions until they are no longer free. Once you start paying for them, and what you paid for in 4 years is now one session outside of college, I highly recommend taking some, at least like just give it a thought, because you never know. And even like for me, still talk to the same person now. So it kind of worked out for me in that way. I haven't even looked for a new therapist down in Baltimore yet because if I ever need something, I have it, which is literally amazing. But I'm not looking forward to actually having to pay for it because it is very expensive. So
I mean, I'm not going to go off on a tangent here, but it's kind
I
of
know you
ludicrous how
could.
expensive
I know
mental
you
health
could.
services are.
I know you
Mostly
want
because
to.
my bank account hurts. But no, after a certain, I think it's something like you have free sessions for once a week or something. I want to say, because like I used to go every week. Psychiatry sessions are also free up to a point, but they're separate programs, which is nice. So like, let's say you've got 10 in counseling and 10 in psychiatry. So it doesn't matter which one you go to, you're not going to use them up. But even after that, they're not very expensive. And I'm sure they have some sort of financing or financial services that would help you, because they're not just going to leave you like, oh, you're done with your free sessions, can't pay for them. Sucks to be you. Like, they're going to help you out. That's their job.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm like 90% sure, 95% sure that you can get financial help for whatever the cost is. At no point it should be crazy expensive, but if it becomes out of reach, there's definitely a way that you can get some financial help to keep going. I think the worst thing, honestly, for you as a student and for the university was to, like, someone who's been going to therapy and getting help, is to just cut that off from them. So finding a solution to that is something that they definitely not even like would do. It's like probably that they have to do to make sure that you are still able to go, because cutting that off, I can't imagine getting cut off from that at any point in school, because it would not be good. Not be good at all.
And it's not like, oh, you get 2 free trial sessions. Like, no. I think I only ended up paying for like 2 or 3 in my whole 4 years there. And like, I think I went at least every other week, if not once a week during my time. So it's not like it's a automatic, you have to pay for quite a bit. It's pretty easy. Right. And a lot of the group classes and counseling classes are also free. You have you can do 2 of them a semester or something. So look up the pricing online. There's a lot of information. They also offer virtual now. I saw on their website because of COVID, saw that too. They have virtual counseling, which I'm in virtual counseling now. Not my favorite, being maybe on Zoom with someone, but what are you gonna do? I mean,
it's what you got right now. Yeah, I did it a little bit, like when we were like about to. I mean, COVID. We were only, I guess, in COVID. Is that how it? In COVID school. We were in like school. Sure. School. COVID.
We were in school during COVID.
Okay, that works too. We were only in school during COVID for like 2 or 3 months, but if you think I'm going 2 or 3 months without a therapy session, you're fucking crazy. So I did do my Zoom meetings, and I definitely like being face to face more also, but you gotta do what you gotta do, honestly. Like I will, if the other option is not going, then I'm going to sit and just be okay with it because I'm not doing it. So
yeah.
So do you guys want to talk about when you think the best time to start going is?
Birth. Literally, like the first day.
Preferably before the first panic attack would be great.
The first day you're alive. No, but on a serious note, I think one of my biggest mistakes was not going as soon as I went to college. Being at home, like I would, I had someone and I had my family and talk to and everything, and then I go away for the first time to live in a different state at school. I definitely thought I could do it, but I wish I had went starting freshman year, but I did not. I did not start going until my sophomore year, the beginning of sophomore year, at Delaware at least, and it was kind of just like a mix of things that I felt like I needed to start going for. mainly one of the biggest reasons was I was thinking about switching majors. I kind of just assumed that I was going to be an engineer and this is what I was doing. And I like didn't think about a backup. And then when it came time to use the backup, and then on top of just, life itself, it was just a lot. So I felt like I needed to go. And again, like I did not want to go. It was kind of like almost like a pride thing. I feel like I was just like, no, like I'm fine. Like I can do it myself. I don't need it. And then like you kind of hit a wall and you're like, okay, let's go talk to someone. So I did, and kind of like it took a little bit. It took like a couple sessions, couple different people, but I found someone, and then I did not stop going or talking to my therapist until date to be determined, because we are still in contact now. So, but yeah, that's when I decided to go. But again, I think you should, even like people say I'm a little dramatic, which I don't think so. But I think even literally like the littlest like the inconvenience, like just go, just do it. You failed the test.
It's free.
Right. You failed an exam. You've never failed an exam before in college because high school was easy. Go to therapy. Like just go. Just do it whenever, honestly.
And I think it's important to know that, because I feel like therapy has this stigma around it now that is, oh, you've got a problem. Like your brain's messed up, like you're unhealthy, things like that, when really finals get the best of us sometimes, or sometimes you're grieving the loss of a loved one, or your friend is pissed at you and you don't know what to do. Like, you can go to therapy because it is a non-biased person to talk to. I mean, it is someone who's going to help you. Even just, I've just sat there and vented for an hour and they're like, okay, you good now? And I'm like, all right, I just need to get it out of my system because I just had a really bad day. Like, it doesn't have to be, oh, you have a serious medical condition that needs to be treated. Everyone has bad days and things that they need to talk about. That's where therapy comes into play.
Yeah,
and it's nice that UD has it for free.
I think like I'm very happy and thankful that like all my friends, you guys, we kind of like therapy is not even close to a stigma with us.
We're not shy.
we throw it around like it's just you wake up and go. So like I could understand though, like there's, I don't know, like I at first, like for a little bit, like I definitely was like, what if my friends know? Like, what if my friends see me going to therapy or something? It's like, I don't want them to see that I'm going to get help. But then I'm like, there's literally nothing wrong with it, like whatsoever, going to get some help. I feel like everyone should go. I went from not thinking I wanted to go and to now I'm like, I'll be the freaking advertisement for it.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should think about what other people are going to think, because it's be a little selfish. It's your mental health. You got to make sure like you're okay before you're worried about what your friends are going to think.
Yeah. And I think that's just part of going to UD psychiatry services is pretty discreet. I mean, it's not like they're flashing signs and you're walking into a whole separate building. It's the upstairs of Perkins. It's one stairway up with literally, you walk up and there's only one door. Like there's no other hallway or anything. It's just a door. You walk in, it's very private. They work hard, I think, to space all of the appointments so that you're really not sitting there with a bunch of people you might know. It is private, it's anonymous. So don't feel uncomfortable going. If you do feel uncomfortable going and sitting in an actual room, try the virtual option. I mean, it doesn't have to be an inconvenience, and it doesn't have to be and shouldn't be something that makes you uncomfortable.
Agreed. Claudia, why'd you start going?
Why did I start going?
I was going to say, you don't need to tell me, but I guess you could tell everyone else, right?
So, I was born on August 4th, 1997. And no, I have famously been a very anxious person. My mom noticed it when I was a baby, and I was, in and out of therapy, constantly dealing with pretty technically generalized anxiety disorder, panic attacks, the whole 9 yards. I got better in high school, started, I was in therapy for a year, not here and there. Got into college and I was doing great, flying high, loving it. And then sophomore year, we started to tick down a little bit. And I think it was just really taking advantage of being healthy when you have a mental illness is not good. Even if you're feeling great, like Jay said before, still go. I mean, you can go chat with your counselor, get to know them, talk about how to maintain that mindset, because if you're like me, then you hit junior year and you can't sleep, you can't eat, you're having panic attacks every day, you're calling Jay at 2 a.m. because you're stressed, and then you're rushing to psychiatry, getting meds, doing all these things. So I started going because I have always gone, and I got lazy and I just was like, I don't need it, I'm feeling good. And it comes back and bites you in the ass. I mean, so go to therapy. It's important. If it's not, everyone has something to talk to or something to talk about and needs somebody to talk to about it. So
I literally talked about the long Chick-fil-A line in Tremont. Like literally you can talk about anything you want. Anything. College does this, I feel like college will create this sense of a false reality, and you kind of get lost in the fact that you kind of don't see the bad parts of what's going on. I feel like when I'm with all my, you would think you're with all your friends, you guys are going out on the weekends, you're hanging out, you're going to class, it's just you're doing something, you're with people, you're interacting, everything. And I feel like when you get like that, it's very easy to think that everything is perfect and going fine and everything's okay, when there's a bunch of things that are, underneath that are not. And then that's when it starts to mess up what's at the surface. So I think it's beneficial. I don't think anyone will lose something from going to therapy.
And also, if you hate it, cool. You can try it. We know people who have gone, and I'm not going to name names, obviously, but we have friends who have gone to therapy at school and they're like, I didn't like it. I didn't like any of the counselors I worked with. It wasn't the right fit. And they referred them off campus. And they're not trying to keep you there and only have you go to their counseling center. Their goal is to help you and make you feel better. So if that is referring you off campus, that's what they're going to do. So there's a lot of different options for you. You're not just stuck on campus, but it is good to know that those services are available. And I wish UD would tell people that they're available. So many people were like, we have that. We have a center for that. And I was
free.
Like, oh my gosh.
For free.
This is the one time that UD is not trying to screw you out of your cash.
For free. They're giving it to you. You can have it for free. Just use it. You get a free t-shirt, you should get free counseling, and you do.
And it's not just, you sit there and you get your free hour of chatting with someone. I mean, they have people who are specialized in lots of different things. They have anxiety, depression, grief. Now they have, like we said before, special services for LGBTQ students, people of color, stuff like that. So you really can be specific and particular about what you're looking for and what you need, and they can provide those services to you. I think people think that therapy is, I'm sad, I'm going to go talk to someone, when in reality, it can be a million different things and combinations of those things.
I feel like it's important to say, when we say go talk to someone, I feel like, especially in the beginning, I felt like I was talking to them. And then with my most recent one, it was a conversation. And I feel like that's a lot better than just ranting for 10 minutes. And then the worst thing I hate the most hearing is, I know how you feel. I do not
just calm down, it'll be
right,
okay.
Exactly.
And it's
absolutely
okay.
The classic.
Yes, it's the most BS filled thing. I don't maybe you do, maybe you don't. People have been through similar situations, but everyone handles it differently. I don't feel like anyone knows how I feel about something. I don't know how other people feel about the same exact thing. So I feel like finding a conversation where it's not, I know how you feel, it's tell me what you're going through. Tell me what you're thinking. We can try to figure this out. And it's like, this is what I know, what I've learned through my experience, and this is what I've done to try to help people. Try this. Do you think it will help you? Like, that's what you're looking for.
And it's a lot different talking to family. My mom has been my unpaid therapist for 24 years almost.
Agreed.
And it is different talking to someone who is trained in it. Like for example, I'll be like, man, I've been really feeling out of it the last 3 days. I don't understand what it is. They're going to know what that is. And while your friends, your family might have the right intentions, they don't have the years of training that these therapists do. So if there's something that you have questions about, even if you want to go to one session to rant about your roommate, like, I think it's a great idea. I've done that. I think it's a great idea.
But yeah.
So if I wanted to contact them to rant about my roommate, how do I reach them?
You're part of an infomercial now? Yeah.
I know, this feels like the first time we're really advertising, like, no, this is great. Go do it. You can just search up counseling center, anything like that for UD, and it'll pop up. It is technically the Center for Counseling and Student Development. So you can find it there. They have, phone numbers you can call, you can email them. It's the second floor Perkins. You can just show up. I mean, they hand you a little iPad to fill out your information, and then you give it back to them. There are also other lines and other ways that you can reach out for help on campus that's not the student center, which the UD helpline is really interesting. You can call and just chat with somebody similar to any sort of, helpline that you would have outside of school. So I actually called once mid panic attack, and they were very nice. I talked to a lady named Susie, I believe. And they pretty much just help you through. They're licensed counselors who are pretty much on call. So it's not just other students.
24/7, 365.
It's completely anonymous. It's a really great program. And that number is 302-831-1001. And you can call them at any point, and they'll also call you back. So if you're like, hey, can you call me again in an hour? They'll do that just to check in with you. So if you're feeling like, man, I'm really unsettled, I want to be able to talk to the same person, you can schedule that. And they can also help you find other resources on campus if you need. And it's a really great line.
I think an interesting one, we have another, I think a good idea. I know some people don't like talking on the phone. So they actually also have a text line, I guess you can call it. You can text UD text, and they will answer, I'm assuming, with a message, and then they'll connect you with someone, or text Steve for students of color. I'm going to assume that that's probably part of that stuff, special services. So you can probably, somewhere in there will be routed to a specific group. And you can text either, UD text or Steve to 741-741.
And of course, if you are ever feeling like you need to talk to somebody and it is not University of Delaware related at any time, you can always call the National Suicide Hotline at 800-273-8255. I think that's just an important number for everybody to have. Yes, it is not UD related, but it is important.
Yeah. I think even, I think it's important to know, especially if you know someone that may be going through something, they're, there to help also. So, but yeah, that is.
I think we pretty much covered, bared our soul about all things.
I know.
Mental health.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's moral of the story. It's important to go, and don't think that it is only for people who are really struggling with mental health disorder. It can be anything at all. Therapy is for everyone.
Don't have too much pride.
Don't have too much pride.
Do not. Toxic masculinity. It's a thing.
Okay, we're not going to get into that one.
Okay, you guys have anything else you want to add?
I think that's it.
Stay happy.
Stay happy.
Stay happy. Or go to therapy.
Or we can do both.
Okay. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye. Bye.